Hello my dear students, welcome to Computer Science class. In today's video class, we shall begin with a new chapter, that is word processing. So what is this word processing? Word processing is a general purpose application software that will help you to create, edit, store, to create letters, documents, articles, books, reports by using the text, numbers, alphabets, special symbols, pictures, clip arts you can have by using a different font style, size, color. You can have the alignments, you can have the tables and even the mail merge options with much more easier and faster, and also supports for having the printing with a greater accuracy, and also supports for colorful graphical presentation. So these are the services that has been provided by the word processing application software. Word processing application software is very much popular because it is extensively used in documentation. Now what is this documentation? Documentation is nothing but it's a process of drafting the what the activities you perform day-to-day basis. It might be extensively used in schools, colleges, business applications, right? So therefore, it is extensively used for the documentation purpose. Now, some of the basic features of GUI. Now, this is a GUI based application software. What is this GUI? It's a graphical user interface. What is this graphical user interface? Graphical user interface is nothing but that allows the users to perform some standard operations just by looking at the icons. When you look at the media player VLC, by looking at that an icon, you can understand it's a media file. It's a kind of a player that will help you to play the audio as well as the video song, isn't it? So that is what is a graphical user interface. You can perform some standard operations just by the using an icons. Now this GUI application software tells you that is what you see is what you get. Now let us proceed. What will be the basic layout? What does the basic layout of word processing consist of? The basic layout of word processing consists of the frame, the title bar, the menu bar, tool bar, vertical scroll bar, horizontal bar, and then the ruler. Okay, so let us proceed with the frame. Now before I proceed with the frame, I would like to show you the layout of the Word document. Now look at here. Now this is a basic layout of the Word document. Now this is a quick access toolbar. Okay, that is, we have this quick access toolbar that we have added the options here. But the first is the frame, the entire layout. What you are seeing, this is called it as actually the frame. Now this frame, we can resize the window size. Just by placing the cursor here, you can increase the size of the frame or you can decrease the size of the frame. Here you can get a clear picture. Resize corner. Now this is entire layout what you are able to see. This is actually, we can refer it as a frame, wherein it will allow you to resize the window size. That is Word document window size. That is what is a frame. Next coming to is the title bar. The title bar, this is a title bar that will give the details of the file saved. That means what? Here I have saved my file with a document 1. Okay, document 1, and plus apart from the file saved name, it also gives you the name of the application which you're working to. Now this is, you can see that it's a Microsoft Word. That tells you that this is document is about the Microsoft Word. By placing the mouse pointer, we have a different options again in the title bar. That is, we can minimize, maximize and the close. So the title bar gives you the details of the file saved and the name of the application software which we are working. By placing the mouse pointer onto the title bar, we get a different options where you can move the screen, you can minimize, you can maximize and you can even close the document. So herein you can get a clear picture, right? This is the older version of the MS Word students, and this is the latest version. Latest in the sense, this is what is 2010 MS Word 2010. I have taken an example here. Okay, next is, this is an MS Word Office button. Okay, again, and the next comes is that is menu bar. So menu bar, you can see the different option here. Home, this is insert, it's okay, page layout, its reference is mailings, review and weave. So this menu bar will provide you all the standard operations that we can carry out. And this menu bar also consists of sub menus into it. When I click onto the insert, we have a sub menus, page layout, we have a sub menus into this, wherein it will help you to perform the operations onto this particular document. So that is what is a menu bar. Clear? Now this is entirely what you are able to see right from here to here. This is entirely, we call it as ribbon. Okay, ribbon consists of all the the standard operations that what we can perform onto this particular document. Then herein, this is ribbon tabs. These are the ribbon tabs, we can call it as. These can also be referred to as in window controls, because minimize, maximum as closing, it is actually controlling the window, document window. That is why they are being referred to as in window controls. And this is the help button. All right, next we have is what? The toolbar. The toolbar is nothing but, they all contains all the standard operations to be performed, that is in the form of icons. Now here I can show you. Now this is referred to be as an toolbar. So toolbar always appear in the form of small pictures or the icons. Looking at this, I can make out, this is one to create a new document. This is an toolbar that does help you to create an open file and open an existing file. This is to save. This is to for the print option. This is to for search for the document, right? This is cut, copy, paste. We have a different options. Here you can have the 2010 layout here. This is a standard toolbar wherein you can perform some standard operations. Okay, this is for the print, this is for print preview, this is for checking for spelling and grammar mistake, this is for the searching, this is format painting. Okay, now formatting toolbar. Next is, what is formatting toolbar? Formatting toolbar is nothing but, it consists of all the formatting options that you can perform onto your document. Suppose you have any content, all right, so I want to increase the size of that particular text what you have. I want to change the font style, I want to make it underline, I want to use the italics, I want to give it a center justification. So all the standard toolbars which appear in the form of small icons or the pictures related to the formatting of the text, then it is being referred to as formatting toolbar. And the standard operations toolbar, we refer it as one which will consist of all the standard operations that we can perform onto the document, again which is in the form of small pictures or the icons. So that bar we can refer it as an toolbar. All right, next what we have is vertical scroll bar. Now this is what is vertical scroll bar, wherein you can move your vertical scroll bar up and down. Suppose in a one go, if you are unable to weave your entire document, suppose you have in a document you have 2 pages at a time, 2 pages content, you cannot see it, right? So you need to move up and down, isn't it? So to move up and down, to weave your page part by part, that is in the form like page by page, if you want to weave it, then you can use the vertical scroll bar. Similarly, we have an horizontal scroll bar. So horizontal scroll bar will allow you to weave your document from right to, that is from left to right, you can weave. So to weave that, we are using the horizontal scroll bar. Next we have is the ruler. A very important one is the ruler. The ruler will actually give the status of the page with the numericals values, wherein you can weave the right and left indents can be weaved. So with the help of this ruler, wherever the ruler begins, from there actually your cursor will start pointing. Suppose if you want to reduce your left indents, if you want to reduce it, then you need to just pull your ruler back. You need to just adjust your ruler back. Alright. Similarly to the right side also, if you want to increase the content of your text, the display, if you want to increase it, then just adjust your right indents with the help of ruler. So therefore the ruler will give you the status of this particular page with the numerical values. Apart from that, we have a tab selector, right? Then we have at the last as a status bar. Now this is the status bar which will help you to give the information regarding the document. So this is page 1 of 1. That means it is telling you this particular document has only one page. How many words? That is 0 words. What language we have used by default? That's English. Here it might be blur. So this is in older version, you can see it clearly. This is a status bar, students. Okay, that would help you, telling you that is one, it has only one page in this particular document, that is 80 characters it is having, read only it is having. Okay, so different options you have in the status bar. Now these are the weave buttons. Weave button will help you to weave if you want to connect to the internet, you want to weave the document, okay, in the print format, you want to weave it in different formats, then the weave buttons will help you. Next we have a zoom tools here, like 100% you want to weave the document, or 50%, or 110 if you want to weave it in a larger form. If you want to have, you can increase the zoom here. Usually normally we place it as 100 so that we can clearly weave the entire document. You can have the browse buttons here, you can immediately connect to the internet connections, internet here, web you can connect to, we have the browse buttons. So this is the layout of your Word document. I hope students this is clear enough. Next we have the GUI windows. There are two different forms of GUI windows we are having. One is fixed windows, the other one is the pop-up windows. What is this fixed windows? Fixed windows where the commands have been carried out by the keyboard and mouse, where all the standard menus and multiple windows are being operated. Whereas we have the pop-up windows. Pop-up windows are the one which will perform only one task at a given point of a time. Now the examples I'll show you so that you can have a clear understanding here. Now this is a Word document. Okay, this is a Word document. I have resized it. Okay, here I have a resizing option. See, this is your frame that is helping you to resize the window. Now this is a frame actually for us. Okay, now right from here, this is my title bar. Okay, I hope you can see this. This is a title bar. Okay, now here I have added a quick access toolbar. How I have added, I'll show it here. And now this is my, what is our menu bar? Okay, this is entirely, it is called it as a ribbon. Now these are all the, for me it's a formatting toolbars, wherein all these are in the form of icons. Now what options I'm showing here, it is, I'm using the MS Word 2010 I'm using. Now let us show you what is a fixed window and a pop-up window. Now when you click on to this particular that is file, when you click on to this file menu, then you have a standard operations to perform. Now this is what is a fixed window, wherein you can perform an operations based on the keyboard and the mouse, and all it includes the standard operations. So this is what is a fixed window. Now what is a pop-up window? When I click on to the option as open here, I'll get an open dialog box. I'll resize it here. Yes, I'll get an open dialog box. Now this is a pop-up window which will perform only one task at a given particular time. Such windows we refer it as an that is pop-up window. This open dialog box will help you to open an existing file. Apart from this, it doesn't perform any other operations. That is why it has been called it as a pop-up window. Whereas in case of fixed windows, it will allow you to perform some standard operations. I hope you are able to understand. Now next thing is, let us move on to the file menu. The first, in the file menu, we are going to discuss with the different options in the file menu here, students. Let us see the different options and then we shall move on. In this file menu, first options we are discussing here is new option. New option will allow you to create a new word processor file. Okay, what are the steps to create a new document? Okay, that is new Word document is, click on to the Microsoft Office button. Okay, then select on to the new option, the new dialog box appears. Okay, so in that, your next step is to select the blank document and click on create. When you click on create, a new blank document will be appearing onto your window. Alright, so These steps I'll show you. Otherwise, you can directly write as go to office, new blank document and then create. Actually, you should write it in a stepwise we need to mention. Okay. Then what will be the file extension of your document? Usually the file extension could be .doc, that is .doc, or it could be .docx. Okay, that is .doc or .docs could be your file extension of a MS Word. Next, open option we are going to discuss. Open option is a one which will help you to open an existing file. What you have already created a file and saved it. Okay, for the next time you want to open, if you want to open that particular file, then you have to go for an open option that would help you to open the existing file. If you want to open a blank file, then you have to go for the new. If you want to open an existing, then open. So the shortcut key for the open is the Ctrl plus O. The shortcut key to open a new blank document is Ctrl plus N. Okay. What are the steps to open an existing file? The same steps. Here, click to the Microsoft Office button. Now, instead of selecting new, here we are going to select an option that is open. Then open dialog box appears. Type an appropriate file name and click on to the open. Then that particular specific file will be opened for you. Okay, let me show this one how it will execute here. So before we come to move on to the next slide here. So I'll just take one document here, Word document. So first I'll be showing you to how to create a blank document. So already think that I have this one existing document. I have already document one here. I'll just go for the file here. See, I don't have an Office button here. 2010 doesn't have a Microsoft Office button. Otherwise, in the previous slide, what I have shown the icon as it is MS, there you can click and have all these options. Okay. Now in 2010, that kind of layout we don't have. Okay. So herein we have an option known as new. Click on to the new. Under the file option, click on to the new, click on to the blank document, choose this particular blank document and then click on to the create. Once you click on to the create, okay, a new blank document will appear. Now look at this new blank document. You have document 2 MS Word. I hope students you are able to understand. Otherwise, you can even have a shortcut key that is Ctrl plus N. See, when I click on to the Ctrl plus N, every time I'm getting a new document. See, every time I'm getting a new document. Now, the next step is how to open an existing file, right? So, click on File, click on to the Open option here. When you click on to the Open option, you need to choose the destination from which you want to open the file. So therefore open will allow you to open the existing file onto the particular disk or the particular drive. So I may choose it onto the desktop, or I may even go for the C drive or D drive. I may choose a different kinds of locations where I want to choose the to open a folder. So here in some other file, I'll just open it here. Okay, I just open this particular file as in library functions. So when I click on to the open, see, library functions to this particular file is document has been opened for me. Otherwise, you can even go for the shortcut key that is Ctrl plus O. Ctrl plus O is also helping you to open any specific file. See, you can open any file. Even in the folder you can open. Suppose like this in programs. Okay, if file types we don't have here, so I'll just which any folder that is having the file type, yes, that you can open. So this one I can open. Click on open. A specific file will be opened for you. I hope you are able to understand the open option. Let us continue with our PPT here. So this in the older version of MS Word, we had like this the open dialog box. Some of the options you need to know here. That is the reason I have taken the screenshot of it. So herein, when you want to open an existing file, herein you need to type a file name. But before you typing in the file name, you need to choose a destination or the location from where you want to open that. open the particular file. So if you want to open a particular file location, then click on this particular triangle box. So when you click onto this triangle box, it will list you whether you want to open from desktop, C drive, D drive, all of those options will be listed. The next option here comes is this one will help you to move back one level. Suppose for an example, if you want to open a file which is there in the C drive, in that you have one folder known as sample pictures, in that you have one Word document, from there you want to open. Now you might click onto the C drive. Now instead of going on to the sample pictures, you might have entered some other folder known as pictures. Now when you open that particular pictures, therein you will not be able to see or find your file which you want to open. Then you want to move back, you want to go back again. You need not to close it and again go back, again open the dialog box. In fact, if you just click onto this particular option, that will move you one level up. That means you can go back there, go back to the C drive, again therein you can choose a sample pictures and choose your desired file. So for that reason, this particular option was being placed. The next one option here was to create a new folder. For some time, if you want to create at that particular point, you want to create a new folder, then this option would help you to create a new folder. Sometimes it so happens that you don't remember, you know that your file is there in C drive in that sample pictures, but you specifically don't remember what file name you have given. Then you can go for the file type. Here in this drop down list, when you click, you can choose all files. When you click on choose all files, in that sample pictures, how many Word files and how many different files, PDF, whatever different format of files you are having, all the files will be listed. In that you can choose one desired file which you wanted to open, then click on to the choose it and click on to the open option, then particular file will be open for you. Yes, the next option here is the next two buttons what you are able to see here. Suppose if you want to see the details of that particular document, when it was being created, what is the size of that file, right? How many words are there in that file. If you want to see it in detail, if you want to see, then these two options would help you to weave that all details with this particular document. Fine. Next we have is the close option. Close option would help you to close the single document. Suppose if you have 5 different documents you are having, Word documents are being currently open for you, and you are currently working in the 5th document. When you click on to the close option, only your 5th document will be closed, not the entire program or the application, right? That is what is the close. Clear? Okay. Now let me show you that option here, how to weave the documents in the terms of details. See here, I'll click on to the file. Yes, here. So when you click on to the file here, you can see the information here. You can click on to the open. Okay, when you click on to the open, some library functions too, and when you click on to the open here, look at just here. These are the two options that it will help you to weave in the larger files, medium icons, you can see, or with the details you want to see it. See here, when was the date was created, what is the file type. You can see the Word document. See, it is telling you it is on 3rd 12/2019 at this particular time I had created. It's a Word document, and it's how much size of that particular document. All these details will be weaved with the help of this open dialog box. Clear, children? Okay, let us move on to our PPT back again here. Next step option is to save. Okay, so once you have created your Word document, the next step is to save. So save will help you to save the document with an updated data to a new or an existing document, and the shortcut key here to save your document is Ctrl+S. We have another option known as save as. So when does this save as will help you? If you want to create any copy of that particular document with a different name and you want to choose a different location if you want to have, then you can go for the save as option. Initially, when you create a document and when you add a content to that particular document, okay, first time when you go for control yes, or whether you can go for save, or whether you can go for save as, the same dialog box will appear. Whether you go for save or save as, both option does the same work for you. That will save your document, okay, by asking the file name as well as the file location. But what after some time, if you are after that you have already initially saved your file and you have typed some other content you want to have, then if you just go for the save option, then it will, within the same file, it will update your contents. But at the same time, if you go for the save as options, it will help you to create a copy of that particular file by asking you to give a different file name and a different, you can also even choose a different location. That's the basic difference between what is save as well as save as. A very important question here. What's the difference between save and save as? Save as is used to save your file with an updated data to the new or the existing document, whereas save as command will help you to create a copy of that particular file with a different name. All right, these options I'll show you further. Okay, next, you can even save your file with a different file formats you can have. You can save your file in a plain text. If you save your file in a plain text, it doesn't consist of any formatting. Suppose you have a text wherein you have given a font style as a Times New Roman and given a font size as to be as 24 you have given, and then you have given underlined certain text, you have chosen bold, italics, you have all these formattings you have applied to your content. Suppose if you save your Word file in a plain text, then that plain text will only retain the content and it doesn't retain any formatting tag, any formatting tools it doesn't have. But if you will save your Word document in the rich text format, so this rich text format is to be considered as universal word processing format, wherein it will save your content with all the formattings whatever you have done to your text. Okay, whatever formatting you have applied, every formatting will be saved. That is what is a rich text format, or you can even say it as an RTF, right? Then when we were talking about to save your file, up to how many characters long you can save your file is about 255 characters you can save your file. But it shouldn't contain some kind of special characters known as like question marks, colons it cannot contain. Okay, apart from that, some other different you can even save your file with a date or something like that. Those options will be fine. So up to 255 characters long you can save your file. Next option is the template. So you can create a template which is already a ready-made document is there for you, a ready-made layout is there for you, which you can reuse. For example, if you want to create your resume, then already a ready-made template is there. You need to go to the file option, choose the template, whichever a different form of resumes you have, whichever suitable one, you can choose that particular template, right? Wherein you can just need to edit. Otherwise, the format is already ready for you. Or if you want to create a sales report, or if you want to create a letterhead, okay, different kinds of letterheads are there. So with according to your needs and necessary, you can have a template. So how to have a template onto your document is go to the office button, choose the new option, choose the desired template, and then click onto the create option. It will place you to the template. Now let me show all these options here with the help of Word document. Okay, now here is a Word document for us. So I'll go to save. So I'll take a new document here. Control N placed me a new document here. I'll show you the save. See here, go for the file, click on to the save as. You'll get a save as dialog box only for the first time. Okay, close it. Go to the file, click on to the save. Again, you're getting the same dialog box. So initially, whether you choose save or save as, both will perform the same option, right? Operations. Now here I'll choose the save option. When you choose your save option here, you give your document name. Okay, you give here document name as CS. I'll give a document name as CS. And then you can even choose your location onto the desktop I want to save it. Okay, and what is a file type here, children? That is Word document. Instead of this, you can even go for the PDF file. You can even go for the plain text. Plain text, as I said, suppose you have written any contents, you have written here any contents. Okay, you have written any contents and you have applied italics, underline, all these formattings you have done. And if you choose here, when you go for the, here I'll give it as CS, and here if you choose the file type document as plain text, in the sense it will not retain any of the formatting. Suppose in fact if you are choosing RTF, that is rich text format, all the formattings what you have done for your text will be saved in the rich text format, which is to be considered as universal Word document. Irrespective of any rich text format will open the Word document even through your email or whichever for platform you're sharing you with your other friends. Fine, that is the usage of rich text format. Then now I wanted to save it in the Word document itself, and just I'll go for the save options. Okay, now here in some problem, I'll just resave this one. So I'll go for the save. I think already that same name is there. So CSS, I'll just give it, and I'll choose the location I haven't chosen. Okay, I'll just choose it and then go for the save. You can see the name has been resaved as CSS. All right, see, now I'll add some more contents. I'll just add this content. When you add this content, when you go for Control S is a shortcut key. Just look at the status bar here. When I click on Control S, immediately it will save within the same file. Now the data is updated. Okay, updated data is there. So I'll just minimize this. Okay, I'll see this already. The file is created on my desktop. See, I have an updated content here. What at this point when I go, I'll for the save as, if I go, see, it is asking me again a new dialog box, save as dialog box I got. It was asking me to rename it. So now I'll go for CSS1, and again I'll choose it. You can even choose a location and then go for the save. Okay, when you close this one, look at this. A replica of that particular file has been created by the help of option known as save as. Correct. Next is, we'll see the how to have an template over our document. So go for the file option here. Okay, go for the new option here. In this new, you have a recent templates, you have sample templates, you have my templates. So I'll go for the sample templates here. In the sample templates, I have a different kinds of templates already. So letterhead we are having, okay, different letter resumes you are having. Okay, you can even have an resume. So I'll want to create a resume. So choose on your desired template and click on to the create option. Click onto this create option. See, you will get a ready-made template wherein you just need to change the things here. I'll change this objectives. I'll type my address here. Okay, I'll change your resume name. Okay, I'll just give the phone number here. You can change the content. Already a ready-made documents will already be placed onto your document. I hope students you are able to understand. The next options we shall see here, that is page setup. Now this page setup will help you to set the margin. It will help you to include the source, page size, and the orientation. Orientation in the sense where you want to weave your document in the form of landscape or portrait you want to see it. You can have set the paper size also. Paper size you want A4, you want legal letter size, you want to have an A3. Okay, different paper size you can choose it for. Next we are having the option that is print option. Print will allow you to print the pages. Here in n number of copies you can have the printouts, right? You can even choose your target printer. Target printer in the sense, suppose if your computer is being connected to more than one printers, so you can, at the time of giving a print option, you can choose any one of your printer and you can make it as a target printer. Okay, that's how you have a target printer. Then we have a print preview. Print preview in the sense what? Suppose before printing you want to see how your document will look like after printing, okay, you can go for the print preview. So print preview will help you actually, suppose you have wasted any space in your document, or some content is not visible, it has been exceeded outside the margin, okay, then you can all make out in the print preview option. Then we have an exit option. Exit will help you to actually close the particular document, not the entire application. Suppose if you have opened more number of documents, if you have opened, then the recent document into which you are working actually will help you to close that particular document. So Control W will help you to close the current document, and if you want to quit out from your application, then you can go for Alt F4. But before you close your application, if any unsaved document are there, it will prompt you to save, whether you want to save it or not. So depending upon the situation, if you want to save your document, then go for save, otherwise you can even go for the don't save. These are the few options were related to the print. Now let me explain this one with the print option first here. Yes, when you go for shortcut key is Control P. When you click onto the Control P onto the particular document, so herein you can choose your target printer. So if I have more than one printer here, when I click onto this triangle box, I'll have a n number of list of printers. If my computer is associated with different number of 2 or 3 printers I'm associated, then the list of all those printers name will be there. So I can choose any one as for the printer, and then you can even make a default printer also. Every time I need not to choose it, I want from the same printer only I want to have a print all the time, then you can even make a printer as a default printer. Then herein, suppose in a document you have 5 pages, then all the 5 pages you want to print out, then click on to the all. Suppose you want current page to be printed. Right now you are in the second page of your document. I want only that page to be printed, then enable this radio button. Suppose you want to have a pages, right from 5 pages you want a print of only from 1 to 3, then specify the page numbers here as 1-3, then enable this particular radio button. Suppose in a first page you want to print only the selected para or only selected text you want to print, then select that particular content and then enable this particular radio button, then only the selected text you will be getting the print. Similarly, you can have here different options as per your requirement. Then the number of copies, okay, you can have more than one, any number of copies you can take a print, okay. Then after that, pages per sheet, one page for one page on like in a document, pages one page. Like suppose if you have side by side you want to print, okay, in a small scale, so 1 page 2 pages you want to print in a document, then you can have 1 page 2 pages per sheet, in the sense 2 pages, in the sense 1 sheet you will be getting 2 pages, that way it is, okay. Then click on OK. So that will help you to give the print of that particular document. Now let me explain this one here. Let me open this, okay. When you click on to the file here, so here I have a print option. Now this is the latest version, that is 2010 as I said, okay. Here you have a printer name. Suppose if I have more than one, it will be listed here. Right now I'll have connected only with this one, so just click on to this print all pages. So if I want print all pages, here you can print, otherwise specify the pages how many you want to print. Then print one-sided. Suppose you have only one-sided you want to print, not back to back, then go for print one-sided, or else you can just drop down this one. You have a different options here, okay. Print two-sided, and this different options you can go for, okay. Then portrait, so portrait orientation, portrait or the landscape you can go for. Then letter, which size you want to print, A4 letter, different page sizes you have the options here. Then custom margins you can adjust, okay. So which accordingly you can, so 1 page per sheet I want to print, or 2 pages, see 2 pages per sheet, 4 pages per sheet, that way you can change the layout. And once it has been set, you can click on to the print option here. I hope you are able to understand. So Control P is the shortcut key. Now this is what is print preview, clear. Okay, next page setup. I should show you the option here. So here in case of page setup, actually in the earlier versions within this file menu only we had a page setup, but here the latest version in the page layout we have an option as page setup, students. Here in the page setup you can set the margins. You just observe here. I'll go for the narrow. I hope you are able to see the changes. When I click onto the margins as moderate, I hope you are able to see the changes here. Similarly, I have an orientation. I want to see it in the landscape. See the landscape. You want to choose it as size as executive. See that size is being changed, or you want to view it in A4. Okay, then the columns. Suppose the content, you need to select the content and you want that content to appear in 1 column or 2 columns, 3 columns, depending upon your requirement you can go for. And this is a zoom slider. You can decrease the zoom slider, you can just increase, it will change the view. I hope all these options what we have discussed is clear enough to you. Okay, next few more different menus bar we shall discuss in our next class, students. Take care of yourself. Thank you.